Hello today, and we're going to talk about the conditions these days. If it's a wet race, are the FIA being too overcautious? I was watching the Brazilian Grand Prix today, and they delayed it for 10 minutes just to see if the weather is. And every time they went round in the safety car. Okay, when they did get raced, there was a couple of accidents, but yeah, they needed the safety cars to clear it up. Okay, they did red flag it a couple of times, obviously the first time to clear up the mess, and then racing resumed. Then, for no reason, they red flagged it again. Okay, a lot of drivers moaning, oh, it's too wet, yeah, but there was other drivers saying, yeah, conditions are fine. I suppose they have to be a bit cautious because what happened 2 years ago with Jules Bianchi at the Japanese Grand Prix, when the cars were going around on the racing, the tractor, or whatever it is, the crane, recovery tractor, whatever it is, was on the side of the track, and it was taking another car that crashed away, and Jules Bianchi lost control of the car and went under the tractor. Oh, bloody hell. That's my phone going off. Yeah, went under it and obviously died with severe head injuries. So I suppose that was the reason why they are being a bit cautious, but that could have been prevented. You know, if there was a safety car at that point when that recovery vehicle was on the track, it would have been alive. If it was under a safety car, I mean, if there's people on the track and the side of the track and it's raining, you do need to bring out a safety car. But today, yes, there's a couple of cars crashing off. Yes, you did need the safety car out there for that to recover. But I just think Formula One these days is just got too overcautious. You know, back in the day, it used to piss down with rain, and they still drove. I mean, look at Ayrton Senna. I remember it was pissing down with rain. I'm not talking about the 1991 Australian Grand Prix, because that was just torrential when they still raced. Yeah, they had to stop the race on that, but. And that was the days when there wasn't safety cars. I mean, I remember that. There was racing around with cars literally on the side, crashed. And they didn't because there weren't no safety car, they couldn't slow it down. But these days, I just think, I don't know, it's just, I've seen a lot worse rain and they've been racing no problem. I don't know, I just think that safety, it's got too safe, if you know what I mean. Safety, anything, you know, cars are built really strong these days. You can have a 200 mile an hour crash and walk away. I mean, so got the tyre barriers and other stuff, you know, have a crash in that, you just get out and walk away. You know, these are what drivers are getting paid for. They know the risks. You wouldn't do it otherwise. And I think it was just unnecessary for this long delay in the Brazilian Grand Prix today. You know, going around a safety car, yeah, oh, we better red flag it. It's just too dangerous. I'm not a racing driver, so... But these guys are getting paid a shitload of money. And I've seen a lot worse weather conditions than that. That's nothing compared to what I used to watch, maybe in the 90s, the 80s. I mean, Senna was a great rain master, so was Schumacher. You know, I've seen them drive in worse conditions than what today was. And things were a lot more dangerous then. They didn't have all the protection around the head, you know, what we got on Formula One cars these days. They never had no protection like that, but they still got on with it. Yeah, you know, I think that rain races are good. I mean, it opens the field out more. You know, and okay, Lewis Hamilton, still, he's a great driver. You know, he can drive a drive track, a wet track, no matter what. He's a great driver, and I'm very impressed with that Max Verstappen. He's a fantastic driver. Definitely going to be a world champion. Definitely carries on like that. He is going to be a world champion. I'd say multiple times. He's proved that he can drive in the wet. I mean, he overtook Nico Rosberg. Okay, I think the tyre strategy fucked up there, but you know, he fought back and he was one that provided all the entertainment. Great racing driver. But is it really necessary, you know, to have all this safety car shit when there's a bit of rain out there? You got the full wet tyre. It does the job. I mean, you could easily lose the car in the dry, let alone the wet. Okay, you can't really see where you're going, but that's part of racing. You know, you can see where you probably can't see where you're going, but you know, I think there was a couple of cars that touched today. That was it. You know, I think the majority of crashes today, they've lost it on their own. But someone can lose it in the dry quite easily. So really is no excuse today why they delayed it. Okay, might have been better off starting behind the safety car, but a couple of laps it would have been fine and go racing. They're good drivers, they're the best in the world. You know, you adapt to driving the dry as well as the wet. There's no excuse to delay it. It's happening quite a lot in this modern age of Formula 1. They take away the downforce. Oh, cars are undrivable in the wet. Oh, it's too safe. Yeah, safety comes first, but you know, these are the best drivers in the world, as I keep saying. You don't want to make it too safe. You know what I mean? I want to see some racing. I want to see some good racing. And I think wet weather racing is, to me, one of the best. As I say, it opens out the field more. I mean, it's not always the best car that wins. You get the lower that do well, you know. It's good to watch, and I mean, it's been pretty boring this year. I mean, it's just Mercedes, yeah. Okay, Nico Rosberg, I think he will win the World Championship this year. Lewis Hamilton's had a lot of bad luck, whereas Nico Rosberg said, yeah, he had no reliability issues, to be honest with you. Okay, he might have had a brake issue. I think it was the Austrian Grand Prix when he crashed into Lewis Hamilton. No, that was the Spanish Grand Prix, and that was definitely Nico's fault. I mean, he went like that into him when he was making a pass. He just went like that. People are going to differ. No, it wasn't his fault. Yeah, because all the fucking Nico Rosberg fanboys will say that. But in the Austrian Grand Prix, I think his brakes were going or something. Well, that's what he claims. If it's true, I don't know. But Lewis Hamilton went for a pass, and Nico Rosberg went into him. Luckily, they both kept on going, but obviously Nico suffered more damage. But so there you go. But I honestly think safety's, yeah, you got to be safe. Yeah, I do totally agree. But don't make it, you know, oh, there's a little bit of rain. Oh, we can't go. You know, I've seen a lot worse than that. And I've been watching Formula 1 for a long, long time. I've seen a lot worse than that. And I've seen a lot worse crashes than that either. I mean, I remember 1998, was it the Belgium Grand Prix, when there was a multi-car pile-up. Yeah, they called crash, no one got hurt, and they restarted the race and carried on racing, and the conditions then were a lot worse than what they were at Brazil today. So I would say just You know, if there's an accident, bring out the safety car. Yes, of course, you've got to clear that up. If there's mess on the track, yeah, you've got to clear it up. But once that's done, resume racing. One lap round behind the safety car, then resume racing. There's no need for all these delays. Anyway, this is my opinion anyway. I know everyone's going to differ, but there you go. These are my opinions, and this is what I think. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Till next time, and goodbye.